Consider a Maytag washing machine from 1972. Unbelievably, over 5 decades later, it remains fully functional. In contrast, your brand new refrigerator probably won't last 5 years, and repair shops won't even bother fixing it. Now, consider the typical modern homeowner's experience. You might spend $3,000 on a Samsung smart refrigerator. It boasts a touchscreen and a glass door, looking like a spaceship. However, statistics show that machine will fail in under 5 years. And if it breaks, the repair technician will simply advise you to discard it. Why did we transition from devices lasting 50 years to disposable 5-year appliances? This investigation will reveal the engineering deceptions hidden within your kitchen and laundry room. We'll examine the linear compressor scam, the sealed bearing failure, and the computer chip plot that transformed your home appliances into e-waste. Our first focus is the refrigerator, specifically the technology known as the linear compressor. For decades, refrigerators utilized a standard rotary compressor. This motor spun in a circular motion, constantly bathed in oil. It was noisy, and it consumed a bit more electricity, yet it proved virtually indestructible due to constant lubrication. However, by the early 2000s, companies such as LG and Kenmore chose to innovate. To comply with stringent new energy regulations, they introduced the linear compressor. Rather than spinning, this motor drives a piston back and forth linearly, like a syringe. They asserted it would conserve energy and lessen noise, but a critical engineering defect existed. Since it doesn't rotate, it cannot splash oil within the chamber for self-lubrication. It depends on a intricate system of valves and springs to prevent friction from destroying the machine. Those valves fail. This isn't a theory. It's actually the subject of a huge class action lawsuit. When a linear compressor malfunctions, it often injects metal shavings into your fridge's sealed cooling lines, essentially causing an appliance heart attack. You can't just replace the compressor, as the entire cooling system becomes clogged with metal fragments. The fridge becomes irreparable, but even if the compressor survives, another engineering flaw exists within your modern fridge. Specifically, the ice maker. If you own a Samsung French door refrigerator, this struggle is likely familiar. Previously, the ice maker resided inside the freezer compartment. This made perfect sense, as the freezer maintains below freezing temperatures. However, modern consumers desired increased shelf space, so engineers relocated the ice maker into the refrigerator section. This directly violates fundamental laws of thermodynamics. They attempt to freeze water within a box designed to keep food at 38 degrees. They must pump freezing air from the bottom upwards through thin plastic tubes into a poorly insulated compartment. The outcome is unavoidable. Seals fail, warm air enters, and the ice maker solidifies into a block of frost. It seizes. This causes water leak across your floor and eventually destroys the fan motor. Engineers designed a system that defies physics just for a cleaner aesthetic. The second factor contributing to appliance failure is the rise of the computer chip. Your grandmother's oven featured a mechanical dial. It functioned as a simple switch, sending power to a heating element. If it malfunctioned, you could buy a $10 switch and install it. Your modern oven now contains a motherboard featuring delicate microprocessors, soldering, and capacitors. And where do manufacturers place this sensitive computer? Right near the oven vent. They install a computer which dislikes heat inside a machine designed to generate heat. Thermal cycling cracks the solder joints, but the true culprit is a marketed luxury feature, the self-clean cycle. When you activate self-clean, your oven locks its door and raises the temperature to 900 degrees Fahrenheit to burn off grease. That extreme heat travels up the stove's back and cooks the control board. Dozens of repair technicians we've consulted confirm this. Running the self-clean cycle remains the quickest way to destroy a modern oven. You're essentially frying the machine's brain just to avoid 10 minutes of scrubbing. The replacement board often costs $400, if it's even still available. The same principle applies to contemporary dishwashers. If you purchased a dishwasher in 1990, it was very loud. It made a sound like a jet engine, but that noise came from a powerful motor and a robust food disposer grinding up leftovers. It completed a wash cycle in 45 minutes, leaving dishes completely sterile. Today, because of energy and water regulations, Contemporary dishwashers use tiny, weak pumps that merely sprinkle water on dishes. To achieve cleanliness, the machine must operate for 3 or 4 hours, and since the motors are too feeble to grind food, they eliminated the disposal unit. Instead, they provided a filter, a mesh basket at the tub's bottom that you must manually clean, scraping out the slimy, wet food yourself. They charged you more for a machine that takes 4 times longer and forces you into manual dirty work. However, the most offensive engineering malpractice is the sealed tub. This is why your washing machine is now a disposable item. In earlier times, like the 1972 Maytag, the metal drum rotated on a set of bearings. These bearings endure significant stress and eventually wear out. On older models, you could simply unscrew the back, remove the old bearings, press in new ones for a small fee, and gain another 10 years of use. Today, manufacturers like Whirlpool and Samsung use a method called plastic welding. They embed the bearings directly into the plastic outer tub. They are permanently sealed inside. When the $20 bearing fails, you cannot replace it. You must replace the entire tub assembly. The part costs $400. Labor costs $300. Suddenly, the repair bill totals $700 on an $800 machine. The repair technician then offers the quintessential modern economic phrase, "It's not worth fixing." This is no accident. It is a deliberate design choice. They deliberately eliminate the ability to repair commonware items, forcing consumers to buy new units. So, what's the solution? If you saw our previous video, you'd know about Speed Queen. However, not everyone can afford a $2,000 washer. The alternative involves entirely rejecting smart appliances. When buying a fridge, seek out the cheapest, least complex model available. Choose one without a touchscreen, without the indoor ice maker, without Wi-Fi. The fewer features it possesses, the fewer things can malfunction. Or emulate what financially savvy people are doing. Keep your old avocado green appliances in operation. If you own a dryer from 1995, retain it. It was constructed with steel gears and a mechanical timer. It outperforms anything available in big box stores today. Don't be swayed by stainless steel and glowing lights. Those are merely superficial enhancements. They're essentially selling you a computer that cools your milk. Just like a computer, they expect upgrades every 5 years. Cease purchasing their inferior products. If you wish to discover which other products this philosophy has ruined, watch our next video.